A net opens in the dark like a moving wall. Then the ocean turns silver. Not dozens of fish. Mountains of mackerel, surging so fast it looks unreal. Welcome back to Factory Flow. Today we are going aboard European trawlers to see how these massive nets pull in unbelievable catches. How the crew finds the fish, sets the gear, hauls the codent, and moves thousands of kilos from ocean to ice in minutes. Stay to the end, because the most intense moment is not the catch, it is what happens right after it hits the deck. This process starts long before the net enters the water. It starts with information. Modern trawlers hunt with screens, not guesses. Sonar scans the water column. Echo sounders paint the school as a thick cloud on the display. The crew reads the shape, depth, and density. Because one wrong call means hours of towing for nothing. When the captain commits, everything becomes choreography. The vessel turns into the right line. Speed stabilizes. Doors and cables pay out. And the net spreads open behind the boat. Wide, heavy, and controlled. This is not a simple throw a net operation. It is engineering under pressure, tension, drag, depth, and distance all managed at once. As the trawl begins, the net becomes a moving corridor. Fish that meet it are guided inward, toward a narrowing funnel, until they concentrate inside the codent, the final pocket at the end of the net. From above, it looks like nothing is happening. Underwater, it is a slow, unstoppable sweep. And this is the moment that decides everything: timing. Wait too long, and the catch becomes too dense, harder to handle, harder to cool. Too short, and you waste fuel, crew energy, and valuable time. So the captain watches the instruments, the tension on the gear, and the behavior of the school. Then calls it. Hauling begins. And you can feel the scale immediately. Winches pull the gear back with steady force. Cables rise, wet and humming. The doors come in. The net tightens. And then the codent breaks the surface. Bulging, heavy, alive with movement. This is where the footage looks unbelievable. The net is not just full, it is packed. A living mass of fish, flashing and twisting, pressed together by volume. The crew secures it carefully, because at this moment, one mistake can mean torn mesh, lost catch, or a dangerous swing of weight on deck. Now, the release. The codent is positioned over the receiving area, and the bottom opens. Fish pour out in a continuous silver avalanche, so fast it becomes a sound: the slap, the slide, the rush of bodies hitting metal and water channels. And right here is the real race. Catching is dramatic, but preserving quality is the real mission. Mackerel is oily, delicate, and can warm quickly. So the ship moves immediately into handling, channeling, rinsing, sorting, and most importantly, cooling. On many trawlers, the fish flow into chilled seawater systems or ice slurry, cold enough to pull heat out fast, but gentle enough to prevent damage. Cooling is not just about keeping it fresh. It slows breakdown, protects texture, and locks in that clean ocean smell, instead of turning it into something harsh. Next comes sorting and grading. Depending on the vessel and destination, fish may be separated by size. Some loads are prepared for whole fish freezing. Others are boxed for landing and factory processing on shore. And if the ship has onboard freezing, this becomes a floating factory: rapid freeze, glaze, pack, stack, ready for export. You will also see efficiency everywhere. Water management systems, conveyors, clean deck zones, crew routines that repeat without hesitation. Because when the net brings in a mountain, the ship has to move like a machine. Every minute matters. Every delay costs quality. Now here is the part most people miss: a catch like this is not done. When the net is empty, the crew resets the gear, checks mesh for damage, clears lines, and prepares for the next tow. Sometimes in rough seas, cold wind, and low light. This is endurance work, repeated again and again, until the hold is full. And that is the real story behind these unbelievable mackerel catches: finding the school, setting the trawl, towing with control, hauling the codend, unloading the silver, flood, rapid chilling, sorting and packing, turning chaos into a clean supply chain at sea.
Pull it tight. Alright, hold it there. Keep it tight. Watch that corner. Alright, secure the marker. Look at this catch, isn't it incredible? They just keep coming. Watch the flow, mate. Yes, this is it. Look at the haul. We got it. This is incredible. Welcome aboard. Today, we're harvesting fresh fish with our crew.
Now tell me in the comments, what shocked you more? The size of the net, the sheer volume of fish, or how fast the crew has to cool and process everything to protect quality? If you enjoyed this ocean to processing tour on Factory Flow, hit like, subscribe, and tell me what you want next: sardines, herring, tuna, or a full fish freezing ship walkthrough. Because next time, I want to show you the part almost nobody films closely. The exact moment the sonar screen lights up, and the captain decides whether this will be an empty towel or another mountain of silver.
Keep an eye on the feed rate. Looks steady now. Watch the level in the tank.